How's it going, guys? This week I'm doing a tour of my workshop. I do one of these each year, so if you don't like these videos, don't worry, I'll have normal videos next week. But let's go ahead, go inside my single car garage here, and hopefully I can show you guys a few tips that I like in my shop that maybe you can apply to yours. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're gonna see when you walk into my shop is gonna be my router table. This isn't really used that much, but when I do use it, it really comes in handy. And yeah, I did make this. I made this last year in a 2-part video series. So if you wanna see that, I'll have that available to you guys. But I mean, under here, it stores all my router stuff. I like to keep all my tools that I need for a certain thing right at the actual place I use them. It's just a lot more handy because then I don't have to like go across my shop and grab something. I can just easily like go down here, grab something, fix it, and then it's all in one spot. So that's really convenient to have. I don't want to have to walk to different sides of my shop because it just saves a lot more time. Then behind me, I have my drill press. And basically the same thing for this. I built this cabinet a few years back. It was originally for my bandsaw that I had, but I got a bigger one since then. So now I can easily roll this around the shop, and then I just have my drill press on here. I took off my drill press table just because I don't really find them that handy. I think that this table is good enough for what I need to use it for. And all in all, I try to keep all my drill press stuff in one area. Like I keep my chuck over here, and then right across from here, I have my pretty much all my drilling stuff that I use. So it's fairly close. It's like a step away. So I try to keep everything pretty much in a similar area as the tool. And if we go ahead and head over to the other side, I have my welding cart, and this holds my welder, my welding mask, all my welding safety equipment and all that good stuff. And I like having this on a mobile cart because it's really easy to use. I did make this cart in a video earlier this year, so if you guys want to check that out, that's also going to be available to you. But it's really nice to be able to roll this around because when I'm actually using it, I usually use it at this workbench right here. So I can just go ahead and simply roll it up to it, and it's really easy to use. And then when I'm not using it, which is more time than not, I just slide it right back. And there we go, it's out of the way and no longer an issue. And then right here's my bandsaw. I keep a brush here just to brush all the stuff that gets on the table off. The miter gauge for it. Then under it I have a planer, and this is pretty much a good area for this because I don't really use my planer that much, so it's nice to have it out of the way, and it's nice and tucked in under my bandsaw. So it's not really sticking out of the way and taking up that much space. So I like having it under there. So right here's my main workbench that I do a lot of stuff on. I cut pieces, glue pieces, sand pieces, and assemble everything. This thing comes in really handy. One thing I do wish I had for it was like one of those construction paper roll things where I could have it on one end and I could roll paper over it, so when I paint or something like that, I don't get the tabletop all dirty, because I like having a clean tabletop. And when this thing is dirty, it kind of bugs me. So it is fairly dirty right now, but I'm probably gonna look into like making one of those things that like you can just slide the paper over, because that's gonna be really handy. So then I can keep my workbench a lot more clean when I want to. Then under here I have pretty much all my drilling and driving stuff. I have Forstner bits, hole saws, drilling, pre-drilling stuff, driving tools, and more pre-drilling bits. And then this is right next to my I can't even think of the name, drill press. So my drill press is right here, so if I need something, just boom, boom, right there, not a big deal. But this workbench is probably my favorite workbench that I have because the whole thing's on caster, so if I want to move it anywhere, I can just push it out of the way, or if I want to take it outside, I can do that, but I don't really do that much. So this is probably my favorite workbench, and right behind it, it also doubles as an outfeed table for my table saw. So this workbench doubles as an outfeed table, and I would recommend anytime you build a workbench, make it the same height as your table saw, because it's a comfortable height, A, and B, it's really handy to double as an outfeed table. That way you don't have to make a special table designated for outfeed. So it's really handy to have, and the only thing this workbench is missing is some of these slots in it. So if I use a miter sled or something like that, it can slide all the way through, because right now I have to turn the whole table saw and then I have to push it this way because these tracks are gonna get caught up right here if I try to push it all the way through. So that can easily be fixed by just simply routing some tracks into the workbench. But on the other hand, I don't really know if I want to have tracks in my workbench all the time. It's probably not that big of a deal, but it's kind of one of those things I haven't got around to doing. And this basically is my table saw. It's a Delta table saw. It's about $600, so it's a midline table saw. It's definitely not the worst. It's definitely not the best though on the other hand. But I do like it a lot. I don't really have too many complaints about it. I really like it overall, and there's pretty much nothing I can really complain about. I really like the fence because it's sturdy. I don't really have a problem with it, and this whole thing is on casters, so it's really mobile, which is important for me. Since you have a smaller shop, you want to have a lot of your stuff mobile so you can easily push stuff and move things around. It just makes it really easy, but all in all, I don't really have any complaints about this table saw. So across from the workbench and my table saw, I have another workbench. This holds my lathe. This is a Harbor Freight lathe. I picked this up for under $200, and I would never buy this thing again because it is so underpowered. Harbor Freight power tools are pretty much 100% garbage. Yeah, you can find some gems here and there, but a lot of Harbor Freight tools are pretty bad, to be honest with you. Before you buy anything from Harbor Freight, I would recommend trying to save up your money and spend it on tools that are gonna last you a lot longer in the long run. Now, other than just this lathe, I have a lot of my table saw jigs under this table. It's really handy to have because my table saw is right here, so once again, everything is pretty much in close range. So I just have dado stack, inserts and all that, table saw sled, all that stuff down here, as well as a lot of my lathe tools that are under this workbench as well. And it comes in really handy because it's right here. I like having that ready to go availability. And then right here, this is my finishing shelf rack. I made this not that long ago, and ever since I have it, I can't believe I didn't make it sooner because this thing came in really handy because I throw all my crap up on here and it holds everything really well so far. So I'm really happy with it, and if you guys haven't made one of these, I'll be sure to have the link to this video available for you guys because this thing is really handy. So I recommend this to anybody that has a lot of finishing supply stuff because it frees up a lot of the shelf space that it would take up on a workbench or something like that. So it's really nice to have. Then over here I have a grinder to sharpen my lathe tools, and I just have a few miscellaneous things kind of laying here. But that's about it for these workbenches. So now I'm in the back part of my workshop, and what I have here is some of my sheet goods that I buy. I just throw them in right here because they're not gonna fit up on my lumber racks that I have up on the wall. They're just too big for that. So they fit in here really nicely, and usually I don't have that many to begin with. So it's a really nice kind of small area for them, but it works well. Then right here I have my shop vac. I would like to upgrade to a much bigger dust collection system in the future. I've been looking into it and like maybe making a miter saw station and a few other things for that, because it'd probably be a lot more handy. Because the one thing I hate about my shop right now is dust collection is absolutely terrible. This small vacuum is good, but it can't keep up with a pretty good sized workshop. I mean, it just can't, because I need a better system for dust collection. So I'm looking into trying to figure out something for that. Maybe running some big pieces of PVC pipe through here and having a big dust collector in the corner. That'd be really handy. So I'm definitely looking into better dust collection because I spend a lot of time vacuuming up sawdust that just covers the floor. So that's the only negative thing about my shop is dust collection, but hopefully I'll have that figured out by the end of the year, hopefully. So that's kind of one thing I want to do before the year ends is dust collection. But other than that, I don't really have too many complaints about my shop. Over here I have my just an old dresser, and basically this first drawer holds a lot of like like safety stuff, eyeglasses, hearing, and all that, dust masks and all that. And then I just have some kind of random stuff on here, tape measures, speed square, and then just my buckets of completely random hardware and stuff like that. In the second drawer here, I have my circular saw, my Dremel, my pocket hole jig, and my jigsaw. Then below this drawer I have my pneumatic stuff, nail guns and all that. And then on this very bottom drawer here I have just some random, really random stuff. Skateboard wheels, rope, some of this steel wool, just a lot of random stuff down there. And then in the corner behind me, I have my steamer, which I still haven't done for a project yet. I've tried to steam bend stuff, but every time I do it, it cracks. I've tried oak, white oak, a lot of different materials. I'm not doing something right. So I want to do a steam project. I would like to make a hockey stick, but that'd probably be one of the first things I'd steam bend. So that'd be a cool project. Then back here, I just have a lot of my drills and stuff because I have charging ports back here. Then right here's my scroll saw along with some pencils that I can mark some stuff down. And then underneath here I have a toolbox full of sockets and kind of metalworking stuff, my grinder, wrenches. Then I have a lot of screwdrivers in this toolbox here, so I can just kind of grab it and take it to wherever I need to go. Then I have some of my go-kart parts from that build in 2014. Then I just have a hand plane and some zip ties way in the back here, stuff that I really don't use that much. And then on the other half of this workbench, I have my miter saw, and I really don't use this that much anymore because it still has the original blade on it, so I definitely need a new blade for that. But I don't know, I just really don't use it that much anymore. I do a lot of cross cuts on my table saw, now, so this has kind of become obsolete in my shop. I do use it for like construction type stuff where I'm cutting like 2x4s and stuff like that because it is handy for that. So I recommend this more for like 2x4s and stuff like that, but when I try to cut really nice pieces, I like to do that over my table saw. Then under here, I just have the stool. I have my press for my cruiser boards. I still need to make a video on that. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. That's still gonna be coming. And then under here, I also have my air compressor. So this is where I hook up all my pneumatic hoses and stuff. And it's kind of nice under here because then my hose can just pretty much reach any area in the shop without a problem. So I don't have to move it that often. But I do like this 10-foot long workbench because it gives me a lot of room to kind of work on stuff and whatnot. But I haven't really used it that much lately. I don't know, I really like that 4-foot by 4-foot workbench because I can reach it pretty much anywhere. But I do have a video on this, and it was one of my first videos, I believe. It was a pretty long time ago, so back in 2013, I have a video of how I made this, and a lot of people complained about the music on it, so it is unlisted, but you can find it on my website if you do want to find it. And then above that 10-foot long workbench, I have my my lumber racks. I just made those out of scrap wood. I started painting them one day and never finished. I would like to finish painting them, but I kind of just store some random stuff on there, lumber, a few boxes from the stuff that Rockler gave me. I have a box or two up there, and it's just stuff that I haven't gotten a chance to use yet. Or I don't know, I just haven't got around to using them yet, but I haven't forgot about it. I always go in there whenever I need to find a tool that it's kind of for like oddball stuff, but it is really handy to have. So I like having these lumber racks because it gets the wood off the ground. Before I used to have them on the ground and it would just take up way too much space. So having lumber racks on the wall, I really like it. I don't really use the lumber on it that much, so I'm not always going up there. Usually when I buy lumber, I use it right away, and then the scraps just get thrown up there. So that's about it. So that's it for my workshop tour. Hopefully you guys liked it. I know not everybody does, but for the people that do like these kind of things, I only do it once a year. So hopefully you guys like it, and if you did, give that like button a press. Hit that subscribe button for more woodworking videos almost every Tuesday. Until then, I'll see you guys next week.